This is a story I don't tell.
Narrator Gibbs did tell us this is a story I've never told. This is the story of her.
This is the story of her.
So the two big questions are, why has he never told the story over 19 seasons of the regular NCIS, and why is he telling it now?
I think I asked Gina Monreal and David North those questions all the time. We don't know. I promise you, I'm not hiding anything from you.
Yeah.
We're all seeing what the story of her is going to be.
Either like it was some epic romance gone bad, or my theory is she ends up betraying the country or something and he just writes her off.
I had a theory going for the first few episodes that she was actually like Pedro Hernandez's daughter, or somehow related.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that they might be related somehow.
That would do it.
That would do it.
That would be a story not to tell.
But I think those hunches have been quelled at this point. I think it's off the table.
Episode 6 was really intense for Gibbs and Lala. The night that the episode was airing, your co-star Mario Molina was taking questions on Instagram, and somebody asked her, is Lala in love with Gibbs? And all she did was she sent them a screenshot of rule number 12, never date a coworker.
Did she? That's a good rule. I'm learning about their relationship along with the audience. That it's not like we're several episodes ahead. I don't have any secret information, so I'm getting to read it as they come in, and I can't tell you what is going to happen between Gibbs and Lala, whether it turns out to be romantic. It's another female that he cares about. Mm-hmm. And that's all it is at the end of the day, is that he does care about this person. I think he sees aspects of himself in her and doesn't want to let down another female in his life. He doesn't want to lose another woman. And I think there is something pretty primal about that, despite it being 2024, a woke movement. I think there are things about men that will probably never change. And one of those things is this idea of protecting the women in your life. That has been our role as animals and as a species, I think, for tens of thousands of years.
Last week, out in that desert, if it were Frank's or Randy standing next to you, would you have gone off on those guys? I don't need you to talk to Frank's for me. I'm good.
And so we're getting to see that primal nature work itself out in this relationship between Lala and Gibbs. And so whether that turns more romantic at some point, that's yet to be seen. But his feelings are, I think, very deep in nature as opposed to calculated.
Tobias. Yeah, boss?
We met young Tobias Fornell.
How fun, right?
And the original NCIS, originally this story was Gibbs
and Fornell. He really looks
like
him, too. I thought they did a great job
They
casting.
did a great job.
Yeah,
it was almost
really
like
great.
digital de-aging of Joe Spano. The original NCIS, the original premise was Gibbs and Fornell met in the first episode.
Agent Fornell here is FBI, Agent Todd's Secret Service. Ducky, they're fighting over this body like two hounds over a T-bone.
But then the show ended up retconning it, saying, they knew each other years beforehand.
That's funny. She looks just like our ex-wife.
Are you going to get to have scenes with this actor, Lucas Dixon?
I don't know. I'm hoping so. I'm sure at some point that they are so bonded in the mothership that they look out for each other, they work together all the time, and they certainly can call upon one another in times of need. What is the origin of that bond? There has to be, some kind of experience that they went through to trust each other, to depend on each other as much as they do. So I'm really curious to see where that goes. And he's a terrific actor. I'm looking forward to that.
What about this experience has surprised you?
How much I love being Gibbs. You audition and you audition, you audition. This is the life of an actor. You try to chase roles that speak to you, but there are often times you have to work. And this was a part that, from the moment I read the first script, spoke to me quite a bit. And I thought that I could bring a lot to this character. I didn't anticipate how protective I would become of Gibbs. I'm feeling as if I'm waking up as him, and so to speak. And this might be because of just the size of the work. I've never had a job where I've been there so many hours and where so much is on my shoulders. And so it's in my mind constantly, and I don't mind it. I love going to work and getting to dive into the mindset of Gibbs. He is helping me become a better version of myself. And in some cosmic way, I feel like it was meant to be, that this character was out there waiting for me to show me how to mature, how to become more of a man, how to become a better coworker, a better brother, a better friend, a better son. The lessons Gibbs is learning feel more personal to me than any other character I've ever played.
Is Mark Harmon recording his lines at home? Like, did they send him a nice mic? Or is he swinging by the lot every couple of days to bank stuff?
Yeah, I believe he's going to the lot. Yeah, that he goes into the booth, and this fantastic narration. I really love it because it's the first, when I hear it in the episodes, that's the first time I've heard it, because we're Monday through Friday, we're shooting away, and even if he does come to the lot when we happen to be there, we're busy shooting the show. I do the voiceovers when we do the table read, and I'm really happy that I never have to do them, because it's like if you could talk to your younger self, how emotional might that be? And especially in terms of this particular chapter of Gibbs's life, it is incredibly powerful to me how that voice is the man who has learned the lessons, talking to the boy who has not. When I hear Mark's voice, it gives me information about how I should be playing the character moving forward. That I think Mark and I he says that he's learning from me at the same time, but I mean, obviously those scales are very much tipped the other way. That I'm trying to soak up everything that he gives me so that I have all the more ammunition, so to speak, to play this character.
The ambush came. The sky turned orange, the sun went black, and there was only me.
Well, after those first Kuwait flashbacks, I asked the producers, are we going to get any other flashbacks that kind of fill in other gaps, hit other touchstone moments? For example, I said, when Gibbs first comes home from Kuwait, and that happens in episode 7. Can you tell us about that episode and what we're going to see there?
When he first gets back, this is confusion, despair, guilt, remorse, hope at the same time. Where does he go from here? This search for identity that he was so sure of who he was in this world until the moment that he got that letter. And I was so glad that we got to see that play out in episode 4.
Yeah.
The moment that Gibbs's life changed. This is a guy who was, yes, he's at war, but you can see that he was finding ways to have lighter moments. He's sitting there laughing with the guys, they're playing cards, and all of a sudden, this letter sends his life off in a completely different trajectory. And he's going to have to discover who he might really be deep down and what his greater purpose might be in life. And so the headspace, when we flash back to him just coming home for the first time, and I'm using home very lightly. What is home to him anymore? That this is a journeyman at the beginning of the road.
What's the next major beat ahead in the Gibbs-Lala storyline?
Honestly, I don't know. This is still 4 months out from his wife and daughter being murdered. This is very fresh. I mean, imagine the nightmares that he's still probably living with. And so he's a human being, so he has instinctual behaviors, but he probably regrets those feelings at the same time. There might be some self-hatred for even feeling a certain way about anyone else, especially considering the way that they were murdered. He feels like it was on him. My guess is that if anything happens, it's going to be a long burn.
Reader question. Tiffany wants to know, will there be a season 2?
Tiffany, we hope so. We just got a full season order. Really excited about that. What a vote of confidence from CBS and Paramount Plus to give us a full season. So we will wait, we will see, but in the meantime, we'll continue to do the work we feel is producing a product that is worth consuming, worth hearing, worth telling. So I'll keep saying what I 2 words that I do a lot on set, just steady ahead.